This presentation addresses the policy question, what should the United States do in response to Russia's involvement with Syria and ISIS? In a nutshell, I recommend building an alliance with Russia, inducing Russia to take the lead in directly confronting ISIS, and working with Russia to secure Assad's abdication in favor of a strong, inclusive Syrian government. To justify this approach, we will look at the psychology of Russia, the psychology of Putin, and the psychology of ISIS. The Russian government has a history of being other-directed and playing the balance of power game with a maladroit hand. She has often sacrificed Russian men and wealth due to pan-Slavic and pan-Orthodox sentiments to protect minorities outside Russian territory. Russia also has a history of making political decisions against Russian national interests, which served to benefit other nations. Vladimir Putin, the dominant force in Russian politics since 1999, is a proud Russian nationalist and Orthodox Christian. His actions in Ukraine show that his policy still has pan-Slavic and pan-Orthodox tendencies. He has been supportive of Middle Eastern Christians. He is an autocrat, suspicious of revolutions. These leanings incline him toward Assad and away from America. ISIS is driven by Wahhabi or Salafist Islam. This ideology attracts recruits from around the globe to build a political entity whose domestic and foreign policy is inspired by the Quran. Foundational to the caliphate of ISIS is the territory it holds. Without its territory, the caliph loses his authority, and Islamic law cannot be fully enforced. This chapter of terrorism will close without territory for the caliphate. Current American policy in Syria has been to arm non-ISIS rebels. It is hoped that with American aid, the rebels can be reformed into a new Syrian army strong enough to compel all factions to sue for peace and politically remake Syria. That would eliminate a major concern of regional instability. Another option is for the United States to militarily distance itself from all Middle Eastern conflicts. They seem to arise regardless of American involvement. The United States would rely on moral force, public relations, and cooperation with Russia and the United Nations to remove Assad from power. The best policy for America to pursue will maximize American security and prestige and minimize the cost to America in terms of manpower, money, and prestige. First, because America is at a crucial point in defining its own identity, America needs an ally. Second, America should play on Russian pan-Orthodox feeling and desire for greatness to have Russia bear the cost of directly confronting ISIS. Russia would directly confront ISIS in ISIS territory and destroy the caliphate. Third, America should reform Iraq within its current defensible borders, observing the Pottery Barn rule. You broke it, you bought it. To create, on its 14 years of investment, a strong secular state. Fourth, America and Russia should replace the ISIS territory with the reformed Iraq and a Kurdish Christian entity. Fifth, America should work with Russia to secure Assad's retirement, voluntary or otherwise, and establish a strong, uniting government in Syria. These policy recommendations work if Russia and ISIS are honestly portraying their identities, and the only issue at stake in Syria is the removal of Assad as the leader. This paper also assumes that America and Russia can consistently cooperate in other theaters around the globe, notably in Ukraine. To conclude, America and Russia can use their common enemy, ISIS, as a launching pad for an alliance that benefits America.